Here in these United States, in the Missouri Basin, is the sunflower state of Kansas. And not far from the very center of our nation, we find this beautiful valley. We like to think of it as our valley, says Bill Edwards. Actually, it isn't our valley at all, even though we've been here 4 generations. It was here long before we were. It's America's valley. We hope it will always be, growing and producing, not only for us, but for all of you. For this is the Blue Valley of Kansas. This valley, along with scores of similar food-producing valleys, is marked for destruction. And this is the Tuttle Creek story. A story that can best be told by Wilfred Johnson, 4th generation owner of one of the valley's most productive farms. Down there is the Blue River. That's the source of a lot of argument these days. Yonder's our little school where my granddad went in a quieter day. Over there are homes of my neighbors. These homes, built of native limestone, have been here a long time, maybe 100 years. Limestone is pretty durable. Lots of people have crossed that bridge since it was built, right after the Civil War, I guess. Sunday was a great day then. Everybody went to church. Most of us still do, in the same churches. We've always taken care of our own folks here in the valley. This home was built generations before government handouts and cradle-to-grave theories. We're right neighborly here in the valley. Kids never stop playing. And their pets join in too. Picnic day with pies and cakes, and away he goes. Some mighty good food comes from here, and the women folks like to spread it over the picnic tables. Cakes and pies. While the men talk about too little or too much rain. We're always ready to pitch in. Sure, you can come back for more, but why not start with enough? Yes, it's a good life in a good land. Of course, we have our squabbles. Sometimes that squabble is with the Big Blue when it goes on a rampage. But we have Bill Sykes with his wit and wisdom to help us over the rough spots. Bill's a graduate of Kansas State in '79. And now the time is 1938. Suddenly, out of that strange land of pork barreling comes incredible and disturbing news. A group called the Corps of Army Engineers tells Congress of their plans to invade this happy and peaceful valley. The consent of the people was never asked. The plan is ostensibly to build a dam, a plan both bold and deceiving. Colonel C.I. Sturdivant of the Army Engineers testifies in Congress that Tuttle Creek Dam can be built for a total cost of $27 million. Of course, no towns will be destroyed. And flood control. There will be a beautiful recreational lake. Cheap electricity. All for $27 million. A Depression-inspired Congress authorizes the Make Work project but appropriates no money. A vague fear, like a clutching shadow, spreads through the valley. Is this fertile producing valley being singled out for some new pig-killing scheme to reduce production? Fearful of dark days ahead, the Blue Valley residents form a study association to find the meaning of all this. J.A. Hawkinson, their first president, cautions the members to be ever alert. As long as this authorization is alive, scheming men with an appropriation from Congress can pounce upon us without warning. Then the true facts regarding Tuttle Creek Dam become known. Said George Hamburg, "It's not a dam on Tuttle Creek, that small stream which empties into the Blue River. It is a dam on the Big Blue itself. It will inundate forever thousands of acres of good, productive land, even towns." While living, the ever-watchful eyes of their elected representatives, Senators Reed and Capper, stopped any appropriations. Then, in 1951, the most disastrous flood in over 100 years, and J.A. Hawkinson's warning came true with another flood of misinformation about the Blue River. If Tuttle Creek Dam had been built, Manhattan would have been dry this morning, proclaims General Pick of the Army Engineers. Tuttle Creek Dam would have saved Kansas City, screamed others. Profound statements and impressive engineering data were abroad in the land. To a few of the Study Association members, it became evident that Blue Valley was only a part of a grandiose dam building scheme when District Engineer Colonel L.J. Lincoln reported nearly 150 reservoirs had been given serious consideration. Flood control was the alleged justification. On an official map, members try to find a valley in the entire Missouri River Basin that would not be underwater. With just a stroke of the pen, we are now told that Tuttle Creek Dam will cost $87 million and not $27 million, as Congress was promised. And this is the planned treatment for Blue Valley. Beneath the water forever. 9 towns underwater. And the dam over 40 miles from here. Only good earth produces good grain. This gives Kansas a proud title, the wheat state. A sanctuary no more. Over 50 miles long, over 50,000 acres, and we are told this is flood control. Congress was told originally this was an all-purpose dam, beautiful recreational lake, flood control, cheap electricity, and no destruction of towns, remember? Instead, will desolation, wrought by other dams, stalk across our land involving those nearly 150 seriously considered reservoirs? Will hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres of our nation's most productive land be reduced to this desolation forever? In Washington, appropriation committees began jingling dollars. A flood control meeting in Kansas City and a full-page ad boosting General Pick arrive on